Hello everybody, welcome to Build or Buy. I'm your host, Gil Boyd. Are you guys ready to build a Threadripper 3? Watch this. We're going to go through these four cases real quick as a comparison, even though we've done individual videos on each one of the cases. There are some features that we like, some features that we don't like. We're going to go through that. And I've got them all four lined up so we can look at the what if with them together, which is the reason for the front bay drive access. So number one, XL ATX. Now these first three cases I can put on a shelf. This last one I cannot. Corsair 750D Airflow, Phanteks Enthoo Pro, the Be Quiet Dark Base Pro 900, version 2 orange, and the Thermaltake Core W100. We'll start with drive bays. The Be Quiet, 2 drive bays. The Corsair and the Phanteks, 3 drive bays each. And of course this last one, we got gobs of drive bays. But if you'll notice, not only do we have gobs of drive bays, front access, but we've also got to have extra brackets. We have enough brackets to get 1, 2, 3 devices in here. We had to order extra brackets, which we have here in a box, to get 3 more drive bay devices. Now, for us to have full access to all the drives for hot swap, we've also got an extra rack up here. We put the brackets on this, 2 sets, we ordered 3. That gives us in 3 drive bays, 4 drives, and in 2 drive bays, 3 drives. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 8 right here at the top. Now, we can also take out and remove this underneath, put a half panel in here, and that'll give us our USB-C, which brings us to the next point. There's only one case in here that has USB-C, and that would be the Be Quiet. 2 USB 3, power button, USB-C. That is the only case that has USB-C. And this power port over here, I've read some people talk about problems with it. Another thing I don't like about this case, this is the heaviest case in the lot. Even though I've only got 2 drive bays, because I have USB-C, I'm good with that. But I'm not wild about the door. This door restricts airflow, even though it makes it quiet. Noise is not so much a problem as airflow. That's my number one concern. I like the fact that I can remove this cover on the front and clean it, but I've also got this on the primary case, the Corsair 750D Airflow. This is still my case preference that I've judged the others by. This is one of the older cases. This is a 5-year-old case. This is about 4 or 5 years old. Decent case. This is the newest case in the lot. This case is about 2 years old, and of course this behemoth is about a 5-year-old case. This case we had to build. We've got a video up on it. I'll cover the I/O panels in just a minute, but what I didn't like was having to get those brackets. But if you'll notice, this I/O panel, I can also put it anywhere I want it. So from right to left, power button, 2 USB 3 ports per header, so that's 2 headers. And if I want USB-C, that adds another header, which means adds another device. I'm going to have to add an I/O card, so I've got that covered. I've got one here from Inateck that we're going to use. May do a separate video about it. I'll have a link up in it. And if I don't use this case, because I wouldn't be able to use these drive bays, which has been a part of what we do for a very long time, then I would opt for the kind of device I've got in this case, where I have access to the 3.5 and also the 2.5. But if you'll notice, because I've got 2 USB 3 and 2 USB 2, when I add USB-C, that gives me my 2 20-pin headers. I need a 3rd header. So for this, I have to add the I/O card. So I'm okay with 3 drive bays. Same thing would go with this case. I'm okay with 3 drive bays. 2 USB 3, 1 header, 1 19-pin header, and of course the other 19-pin header for the other device. So that would only be 2. But if I do it the way I've configured this one, I'll have 3. Now with this case, 2 drive bays, USB-C's already here, so all I would be adding would be my burner and possibly the drive bay device to give me 3.5 inch. And of course with this case, I've got gobs of everything. I can add it all in. I've got my 2 headers, my burner, 3 drives, 4 more drives, and then I can have another bay that I can put underneath or up on top where I can put the USB-C. So I've got 2 19-pin headers plus another 19-pin header. Got to have the card. Best price on the block has still got to be the one we compare the others by, which has got to be the Corsair. The Enthoo is a close second, but I still prefer the Corsair. Size-wise, they're approximately the same. I think the Corsair is a little bit deeper. As far as width, either case can cover the Noctua cooler. All 4 of these cases can handle any kind of cooler you might get involved with, whether it's a custom loop or a liquid cooler like we're looking at. Now, of course, if we went with this case, our first preference in a liquid cooler would be the Thermaltake that goes with this, but I'm not paying 3 or 4 prices for something that shouldn't cost that much. If I can ever get my hands on one at a decent regular price, then we may try that particular liquid cooler. Last time we did a liquid cooler, we put one on the Ryzen It was okay. It was like building a watch. Didn't really want to do that again. Air coolers are fine for these. The biggest concern is not about cooling the processor, it's about keeping the video card cool. So I'm just saying, you'll have that option if you choose to. So as we look at them in terms of weight, this is the heaviest case, it's the newest case. This is the largest case we got to build, and it was quite a joy to build. This case, like one user said, this is the case you learn to love to hate. And these two cases are probably the best bang for the buck. And my personal preference has still got to be the Corsair case. It does just about everything we want. So that's just a quick rundown of these 4 cases. If you're interested in any one of these cases, we'll have links up so you can look at any one. You know what our preference is. Every one of them has options on it. If someone come along and said, I want you to build me a system in any one of these cases, we could happily do it. I guess the biggest beef probably with the Be Quiet case was it's heavy. It's the case you learn to love to hate. And if you notice the glass or the panel on any of these, if I have these on the shelf, I can't see what's inside that case. All I know is what's going from the front, and that's why I need front drive bay access. That's what I love about the compatibility and capability of the Thermaltake case. But doggone it, it's just so big, I can't set it on a shelf. All 3 of these I can set on a shelf. These first 2 are my favorites because of the weight. This is the heaviest case. It feels like a computer's already been built into it before I do anything to it. So I'm just saying, I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. We'll have links up, so I hope you enjoyed this. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build the system. So the first thing we're going to do is get that motherboard out. We're going to inventory the parts. So hope you'll stay with us. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you got questions or you want to share a case that you've chosen, and by the way, one of our subscribers mentioned another case similar to one of these type cases, except it was not listed as an XL ATX case. So if you find a case you're interested in, do like we did, make a template, and if you get a chance, drop your template and see if it's going to work. That'll save you from having to worry about your motherboard. But the thing about that case that concerns me, it only had 1 front access drive bay. So our minimum, we need 2. This case has 2, and that's the big deal. And it's all about function over form. We're looking at function. Most of the new cases are all about form. And there's a possibility, as we've mentioned in another video, we may be looking at a rack mount case. So don't be surprised if we try to do a rack mount case, especially since we learned just because it's not listed at an XL ATX doesn't mean it can't fit an XL ATX. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next video. We are out. Now let's go build a Threadripper 3. Are you with us? If you need help in building a Threadripper 3 or any kind of computer problem, get in touch with us. If there's something you guys like to see that we haven't covered, this has always been Q&A driven with Builder Buy, and that's what we're about. We're here to help each other. So we share our experiences and our knowledge. And one of the cool things about this is once we get this Threadripper 3 built, we'll have a sampling of a Ryzen, a Threadripper 2, and a Threadripper 3. And what we want to do is compare those 3, and we're going to show you some of the things we do with audio and video on those computers. Rendering video, some of the stuff we do with audio, and some of the tools we use that we plug in with to do things with, like maybe storyboarding. So it's all about bang for the buck, but your bang for your buck may be different than somebody else's bang for their buck. If you got a reason to build a Threadripper 3, and we do, and I know there's a lot of you out there that do, especially once you understand about resource management and the assets you have access to on the Threadripper 3, it's just, you know, knowledge is power. The more you know, the more you learn, the more you want to do, the better you want to do. And that's what this Threadripper 3 is all about. So we're looking forward to showing that. We've got some information we want to talk about on the Threadripper Pro, but I'm waiting for permission from AMD to use some of those resources to tell you about it. Again, that's on the horizon. We're not really at the point to talk about it, but I want to share with you what we know. We still don't know anything about the chipset. Lenovo is first, but it will be available as a motherboard option and as a processor option for system integrators soon. So stay with us. See you in the next video. Let's do this.